We now continue Be'ez Hashem, our quest through Melachas Koreya. As we started yesterday, a little bit of a Hagdoma, a little bit of a introduction into this incredible Malacha. I realized that, I said yesterday, checked it again. I don't think I've shown this for a very, very long time. As I said this morning, and probably before I started recording Shurim, maybe I gave Shurim it then. But I don't think I've ever recorded Shurim in this. So this is very, very unique. You guys are the first to hear these things. It's beautiful. And it's very, very interesting. Yesterday we decided that we're going to just do a little bit of our introduction. And just to recap that, which is very, very important, the introduction was basically that any ripping that is either almanas litva, that means to sew, or almanas letakin, in order to have a constructive purpose, is an issa d'oraisa. It's an issa d'oraisa, even if it's not done on the lines, not on the perforated lines, not done with a knife, not done with scissors. You rip it with your hands. That is automatically considered to be an issa d'oraisa. The only thing that would be potter, which is a d'rabbanon, is if there's a kilkel, which means there is absolutely no constructive purpose whatsoever. That is what we said. We also said that it applies to soft items like fabric, paper, plastic, and all of these things. Hard things like a piece of wood or a piece of glass or something like that that you snap, that is not considered to be Koreya, which we said yesterday. Therefore the shaila of bottle caps and cans would not be this shaila, would be other shailas like makaba patash asiyas pesach or machatech, for example, but not Koreya because it's something hard and not something soft. Now, we also said, and it's important to remember this now before we continue, that Koreya could be an opposite of Toifa. So whatever will be Asa because of Toifa will be Asa because of Koreya, which means if something is Asa, to sew, to connect, will be Asa because of Koreya. So just take one example of that, right? The Rambam tells us that if you want to stick one thing to another thing, that is Toifa. Even though the classic Toifa is sewing, with a needle and a thread, with fabric, which is our clothing. But anything that does the same job, like a sticker, will be included. So if you take a piece of sellotape, I'll tell you, I'll give you a motic example, by the way. How many people do this on Shabbos? How many svarim are bound? Okay? You have a binding on a sefer. It's a very common thing. I'm trying to find one that's not so bound. But you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the tape, the sellotape, the whatever it's called, the thick tape, becomes loose. So there you are on Shabbos, not during davening obviously because you're busy, but in a non-davening situation where you're not busy, you just take your finger and you're bored. So it's a deraisa. Unbelievable. People think, Shabbos nowadays, it's a deraisa, chayv skila. Why? Taifa. That's what it is. Okay? So the opposite to that would be Koreya. So to rip it off would be Koreya. To take a sign off the wall that's stuck to the wall would be Niyasa because of Koreya, for example. Okay? Take sellotape off of a sefer would be Koreya. Because putting it together is Toifa, separating it is Koreya. Is everybody with me? Gavaldik. Let's move on. What about strings? That's what we left off with yesterday. What's the din with a string? Is there Koreya when you rip a string, a cord, or a wire? So the Mogen Avram Shin Yadalet Sikot Yadalet tells us that there is no Koreya when you rip a string. There's no Koreya. What's the pshat? Where does this come from? Says the Mogen Avram, I'll tell you why. Because Koreya is only with something that is sewn or glued together, whereas a rope or a string will never be sewn. Nobody's going to take a string and sew it back together. The only way you're going to reconnect a string is what? Make a knot. So it's not a gay then. It's not a gay to this. And therefore it's not included in Koreya because it's not Toifa. You're not going to do Toifa on such a thing. And therefore says the Mogen Avram, the Pri Megadim, also in Shin Yitzayin, Eshel Avam, Sikot and Chof, the same idea as well. Which would mean, our shaila we mentioned yesterday, if you get a brand new pair of socks that has that plastic in between, and you know the pair is tied that way, you know what I'm talking about? And you want to rip that in order to wear that pair of socks, that would be mutter. That would be mutter because there's no Koreya, because there's no Toifa. There's one more shaila. What could be the shaila? No. What could be the shaila in such a case? It's not, but what could be? No, Rabbi Sai, this is early in the morning. Oh, what'd you say? Very good. Kavaldi, maybe Yitzchak, makaba patish. What's makaba patish mean? The final hammer blow and finishing the thing. So you could taina, now I can wear the socks. Before I couldn't, now I can. It's not true. Be'etzim, there's nothing wrong with the socks. The socks were perfectly usable. In order for packaging purposes, or whatever, traveling purposes, from getting from one place to the other without them getting lost, they put it together. Therefore, it's not makabel patish. Okay, but very good. Very good. Very, very, very good. What do you mean the same thing for a soda? That's different, because then you made the kli. And that's something you're going to reuse when you screw it back on. So it's slightly different. And it wasn't usable before because it was connected to the ring. By the way, a price tag or a shatness or dry cleaning tag that is sometimes left on. It has like a little label. Sometimes they put one of those plastic things. You want to rip that off, that's fine. That's not really Koreya, because unless it's a piece of paper, unless it's a material. But if it's a piece of string, there's nothing to worry about. Again, obviously it's better to do it before Shabbos, by the way. Just by the way, the socks thing and everything we're saying now, it's always better to do before Shabbos. But if you didn't, there's definitely big, huge, massive mokim to be making over there. And by the way, another thing as well, that the piece that comes off is muktzah. So do it over the garbage can. Because if you do it on the table, then the piece becomes muktzah. Obviously, it's got no usage anymore. That string that you snap with the socks is going to be on the table. It's now muktzah, right? So nothing you can do with it, right? Ish muktzah lechati Shabbos. If you do it, Shimon, what? It's not a graf sharei. A string from a brand new pair of socks is a graf sharei. It's schwer to say it's considered a graf sharei. Okay, let's move on. Rabotai, bol hamshich. Ala. Cotton wool. What is the din with cotton wool? Now, I'm not talking about cotton wool that's pre-made. Like in cotton wools, like little balls of cotton wool. Sometimes they give you a big shtickle of cotton wool and you have to take from it. Is that a problem of Koreya? It's like, yeah, someone gets a cut, or someone needs to stick it in the ear, or whatever it may be. Is that mutter or asa on Shabbos, or is that considered to be Koreya? So many poskim hold that it's asa because of Koreya. So paskin the minchas yitzchok in chele dalet simen memhei, das nidbru chele beis simen lamed alav, the terpaz the chacham ben tzion abba shaul in olet Zion chele beis simen perik lamed vav. Rav Chaim Kanievsky, B'Shlomo Zalman, Rav Elyashiv, Debet Sidrovim ben Moshe. Most hold it's a chashash d'oraisa. That's Koreya. You're ripping the strands of cotton wool over there. The Shevet HaLevi and Minchas Yitzchok Taina, it's not a shaila of mechatich, it's precise cutting. Someone a Taina, that's the Minchas Yitzchok and Rav Nissen Karelis and Chochoni, it is also makabel patish, because you couldn't use the whole cotton wool the way it is. You can't use a huge thing of cotton wool to stick in your ear. I need a little piece to stick in my ear. I can't use a little piece. I take it off. Oh, now it's usable. So I did makabel patish according to that. Someone will say it's Putseya, all right. But upon him, it's serious shaila according to many gedolei poskim in that case. However, I will tell you that the Tzitz Eliezer and Chelik Ches, Simon Lamed Tes Vov, Perik Yudalet, Yaskalavdi, and others want to say that it's mutter. Why is it mutter? Listen to that omdus. It's a gewaltige omdus. When you have the cotton wool, are you ripping the strands itself, or are you separating the strands that are just intertwined one with the other? They taina that you're not really ripping anything. Everything's intertwined in one big jumble, and you're sort of just taking it out from there. And therefore, they want to taina. Morty doesn't like that, right? Because the mice, there's some ripping going on over there, and it's a psikresha, it's nichale, whatever. Very good, but you like it, right? I hear. So they want to taina. Wait. But the mice, the gedolei poskim say it's a chashash d'oraisa. We're dealing with a chashash skila. It's not a durabonon. It's not a gzeira. Maybe you'll build a raft. This is an issa d'oraisa over here. So Mamela, we don't mess with the oraisas. By the way, when Shlomo Zalman discussed the shaila, he talks agav about cobwebs. Cobwebs.
Spiderwebs.
Oh, that's what you call it?
No, that's what it's called.
You call it cobwebs?
No, spiderwebs and cobwebs are dead spiderwebs.
Oh, that's really? Is that true? Spiderwebs and cobwebs is like a halachic nafkamina. One is dead and one is alive. What's the difference? Not so many. You know the difference? You have to learn the difference. It's very important. Yesterday we were zocher to see the nafkamina between Zoira and Boira. Beautiful. Unbelievable. That was beautiful, that, no? When did you ever get to see such a thing? Unbelievable. Very good. So Shlomo Zalman says that there's no problem with taking off and tearing a cobweb. It's not Koreya because it's something that's so light, there is no problem. I will tell you, however, that some want to say that's a problem of stira. Wow, who would have said? Who would have thought stira? Stira means to demolish something. So they want to tell the Kavach Hayim, Shmir Shabbos Kol Chosei, and others, they want to taina that it's a shaila of stira. It could be a shaila of, if it's mechubar lekarka, which it often is, because they connect, it's connected to the building, so therefore it could be a problem of stira, which is demolishing. Very, very interesting. Okay, Rabotai, let's move on. We have so many gewaldige shailas to do. I'm going to be bringing next share I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or Sunday, but I'm going to be bringing in some demonstrations on diapers. It's very important. Before you get married, make sure you know the shaila. Very important shaila legabi diapers. We'll do that next year, whenever that will be, either tomorrow or Sunday. But I want to move on to another shaila. Any questions before we move on, Rabbi Say? No? We can move on? Okay, so let's move on. And that is as follows. Okay, we'll talk about that when we get to diapers. I want to move on now to another shaila. What happens if you have, and this is related to the diaper shaila, but we'll discuss that be'in when we get there. What happens if you have a toifa she'ena shel kayoma? Is the Koreya of that mutter? Are you with me? A toifa she'ena shel kayoma, meaning somebody did a stitching, which could be sticking with glue, sticking with sellotape, sticking with stickers. It could be stitching in a real way, maybe on the human body, maybe it could be on a clothing. That was ena shel kayoma. It was not meant to last for a long time. Could you Koreya on that? Dovi, you hear the shaila? Hear the shaila, right? Yeah, you with me? It was a toifa she'ena shel kayoma, which could be that was mutter. Can I do Koreya on something like that? Now, I go it's a diaper shaila. I go it's a band-aid shaila. We'll talk about that Be'ez Hashem when we talk about diapers and band-aids. But right now I want to discuss simple things, and then we'll get. What's that? Oh, Gavaldik shaila. We're going to get to that. It's beautiful. That's what you're saying. Good. You're saying Gavaldik. So what is the din over there? So the first thing we have to know is like this. Is there a shaila of Koreya with a zipper? To zip up your cardigan, to zip up your jumper, to zip up your sweater. Is that a problem of Koreya? Meaning, to zip it up would be shaila of toifa maybe. Would to undo it a shaila of Koreya? No, why not? Oh, so anything that's meant to is okay? So a light switch is meant to switch on the light, that makes it okay? How does it work?
Is that working? Is that really connected?
So can a light switch?
What about a zipline bag?
A zipline bag is just, it just catches onto it. It's not even like a, no, but the daf kamina is, right, but what is a zip when you zip? It's like this, right? Look closely at it, that's what it is. That's what's going on. Am I right? That's what's happening, right? So then to take that off will be a shaila Koreya, maybe, no?
It's never fully connected.
So number one, you could say it's never fully connected. You could also say it's not really, it's something that's made to go off, like the Magen Avraham tells us that a window is allowed to be opened and closed wide. There's a shaila about it. A window is allowed to be opened and closed because it's something that's made to open and close, and therefore it's not a shaila of boina or soisa, and therefore it's okay. Velcro is the same thing. Velcro is also a bunch of, you ever saw Velcro like under a microscope? It's amazing. It's a bunch of strings and a bunch of hooks. That's what it is. So it's just hooking on. Says Rav Vosner and Shevet HaLevi, listen very, very carefully. What if something is velcroed for a very long time? For example, let's say you have a sofa, a couch, that has a huge cushion that's stuck in by velcro. You saw such a thing? You rip it up when velcro for the comets, to clean before Pesach, you rip it up, you do some vacuum cleaning, you put it back in. The next time that's going to be opened is Erev Pesach next year. According to many poskim, that's an issa of Koreya to remove that cushion on Shabbos. Why? Because to put it on is toifa, and it was for a long time, and it's made to be a long time, problematic. Rav Vosner and Shevet HaLevi discussed another shaila. What if you have a Shabbos coat? Now, Shabbos coat can have two things. They can have a lining inside the coat, right? The Bekishers sometimes have this, a lining inside, or it can have like a hoodie that you stick on. Now, when the winter begins, you put the lining in, you put the hood on, and that can be for a long time. Rav Vosner Paskas, that's issa. Issa number one of toifa, to do it. Issa number two, to remove it, because it was there for a long time, will be an issa of Koreya. Hear this? Even if it's put on with a zipper. No, a zipper not. A Velcro, yes. By Velcro or more machmeh. Okay? What about a safety pin?
A Velcro that you do every Shabbos.
That's not a problem. Every Shabbos is fine. But if you do it once every 6 months, just for the winter, then you've got a problem. What about a safety pin? You're allowed to undo a safety pin?
No.
Let's say you have a safety pin, for example. I don't know if this is true, by the way. They say, we mentioned this yesterday, no? Donald Trump, they say, sticks the back to the tie with the safety pin to make sure that it doesn't look nice in the middle of like a press conference. It comes out. You know what I'm talking? Yeah, is that true? I don't know if it's true, but that's what they say. Let's say you have such a Velcro, you have such a safety pin in, and you have to remove that on Shabbos Kodesh. Huh?
Yeah, it doesn't come out.
It doesn't come out, so it stays there. So it's problematic. So Reb Moshe is the only one that's makel, and he tainas there's no problem. There's no Koreya and there's no toifa in such a case. It's a chiddush. I will tell you it's a chiddush, because most poskim hold that if it's there for more than 7 days, then you should be machmeh.
Why?
Because it's got kiyum.
You
and it's there for a long time, that's problematic. If it's there for a long time. Okay? Frek Levi Yitzchak, what's with a sticker on fruit? You get an apple, and you want to take off the sticker. Now, you have two shilas. What are the two shilas? Shaila number one, Koreya. Shaila number two, what? Boira. Boira. It's stuck. It's like a piece of fattened meat. You can't take that apart. So boira is for sure a shaila. The only way to do it would be either to take it with a bit of fruit with it, which we, in case you save the shaila of Koreya, or to do the eitzah of holding the sticker and taking the apple from it. So you're taking the good from the bad, and as long as you're eating it miyad, then you are okay. But Lemaisa, the poskim say that if the sticker was on for more than 24 hours, you have a problem. And no, you cannot remove the sticker from the apple on Shabbos Kodesh. Very interesting. Now, what we have to now discuss, let's just do one last shaila, Rabbi say. One last shaila. The Mishnah Berurah discussed this, and Shin Mem Sikot Mem Hey, very, very important. What? Magnets are fine. Unless it's made to be there forever, then it's a shaila of Mosif al-Abinyan. But als Koreya, it's not. What's that?
On a fridge, it will stay there until the next one comes.
So that's fine. That's fine. But if you have a fridge of a collector's item that all the way high up that nobody touches, and you have like every place you went to Ukraine, you went to Poland, you went to Italy, Kanai Nahora, right? You put it, you're making the fridge, you're staying based over for enough time, you can fill up the whole fridge, Kanai Nahora, of the whole, Anyway, so the Mishnah Berurah says, Shin Mem Mem Hey. Important to know this Marmokim, by the way. Very important Marmokim. Says the Mishnah Berurah, which is Be'etzim, it's a Magen Avraham, it's a Ben Ish Chai, it's a Shulchan Aruch Harav, that anything that became stuck by accident is not a shaila of Koreya. So, for example, pages of a sefer that got stuck together because of some chulant that went inside it, or some oil, or some orange juice, or whatever, and because of that, the pages became stuck. So, to remove that, to separate them, obviously, if you're not ripping letters, is not going to be a problem of Koreya. Because it's stuck together, and therefore ripping it is a problem of Koreya. No, because it was by accident. By the way, this is very negay for diapers. We'll discuss this by diapers. Okay. Let me just, if it will rip, obviously you can't rip the paper, that's a double pashut ad ma'od. However, if the pages were never cut from the original time of the factory making and printing of the sefer, that's an issa d'oraisa of A, Koreya, B, machatech, C, makeh b'patish. Hashem yirachim, what type of skila this guy's going to be getting for being over on all these three Yisurim. Be'ez Hashem, tomorrow, to next year we'll discuss a lot more shailas than on a gay. Have a wonderful day.